All scale production items used in this video were given to me free of charge. I was not told to say or do anything, and I was not paid to use these products. If you are interested in these products, you can get them on scaleproduction.de or in my own web shop, thescalemodeler.com. So after all the body modifications were done, all the small little holes were filled in, and the final primer was applied, the body was completely smooth and up to my liking. I could have sanded it down, but after this second attempt at putting the primer on, the body was fully smooth, as I mentioned, and I did not find the need to sand it down again, create some more dust, and possibly create some more imperfections in the paint. So I left it at this, just a smooth coat of primer as the final primer from that last video, and good enough to go on the second thing, and that is applying the color. So first of all, as always, just doing the hard to reach, easy to forget spots, and then moving on to the rest of the body with a first light coat. So as you can see, after applying this first coat, you can still see through the paint a bit. Just let it sit for about 5 minutes to dry off. It will get an eggshell shine, a semi-matte shine, and then you can move on to the second coat. Now again, for the second coat, I'm going to those hard to reach, easy to forget spots first, and then moving on to applying that second light coat on the rest of the body to cover it up a bit more. Now again, this second coat was not super thick. It was a bit thicker than the first coat. As you could see, it shined a bit more after I applied a couple of layers. and then again I let it sit for another 5 minutes. You can see that it dried up to that same eggshell matte semi-gloss shine, and then you're good to go after another 5 minutes of letting it dry off to the third coat. Now I applied this third coat the same way as I did the second, and then I ran out of battery on my GoPro, so I couldn't film anymore. After that, I set it aside for about 30 minutes to dry off completely, added a Porsche decal on the back, a Porsche decal on the front, and moved on to applying the clear coat. Now, while I'm painting the body, I'm also doing some of the body pieces like the rear wing and the side mirrors. With the other body pieces now in their first clear coat, I could move on to doing the body as well, just blowing over the entire body first to make sure that all the dust is not on the body, and I could apply a really nice coat of clear without any big dust spots or imperfections in the paint. So just going over it, checking it 3 times over, just to be sure that everything is out of the way, and I could move on to a full nice coat of clear. So this first coat is not going to be super thick. I'm not going to go for a very good shine, just a basic coverage and something for the second coat to bite onto. First coat is now applied, and as you can see, it's not fully shiny. It still has a lot of orange peel in it, and that is totally fine. This gives a good hang on or a grab for the second coat to bite into and get a really good adhesion and overall a really nice finish. So on the second coat, I let it dry for 5 minutes before moving on to applying this, and then applied a bit of a thicker coat on it, trying to finish it off with 2 coats to get a full shine, and maybe even touching it up in a third coat on a couple of spots that I was not totally happy with. So the shine is there, but there were still a couple of spots that I was not happy with, so I set it aside for another 5 minutes and touched up a couple of spots, basically doing a third coat, but then pretty much a spot repair, as not all the spots were up to my liking. So I just went over the entire body, checking it really thoroughly and applying some clear on the spots that I did not like to get it to a finish that I did like.